This is a GCSE question on stem and leaves. The first thing to determine is to look at our data items and determine the smallest and largest value. The smallest value is 61 and the largest value is 103. Okay, so now if you look at the scale, we need to represent all the numbers from 61 up to 103. In this case, we're going to represent the tens in our on the stem part of the diagram and the units in our leaf part of the diagram. So our stems are going to go from 61, so the 60s, then the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then hundreds. Okay, I've got to go there. And our leaves in this case are going to be units. Okay, we've been asked to put the data in order. That means we must start with our smallest value. Our smallest value, as we've determined, is 61, so I put a 1 here. Our next smallest value is 67, so I put a 7 there. And it's worth crossing out as you go along, so you make sure you've covered all the data items. There are no more numbers in the 60s, so now I must move on to the 70s, and the smallest number in the 70 is 75, so cross it out and put a 5. I would then continue like this until I've put all 18 data items in my diagram. Okay, I've now completed my stem and leaf diagram. I've got all the numbers going from 61 to 103. Only one I would take care with are the 80 and the 90. I've got 80 and 90, and make sure you only put a 0, obviously, in the units column for these two. At this point, you've got 2 marks. You've got an ordered stem and leaf diagram. To get your third mark, you must complete the key correctly. To complete the key, pick any value. I'm going to pick the first value, which was 67. Okay, this is represented in my stem and leaf diagram as a 6. Okay, followed by a vertical bar, then a 7. And simply I will say that that equals the number 67. And I've completed my stem and leaf diagram with a key, and I've got my 3 marks. Now for the second part, I've been asked to work out the median. Remember, the median is the middle value. Okay, I've got 18 values, so if I halved that, I'd get 9. So my middle value is between the 9th and the 10th value. Okay. The technique I would use for this is to cross the data out, pairing up from the smallest value, so 61. So 61 would go with 103. Okay, then 67 goes with 98, then 75 goes with 96, etc. If you continue doing this, you'll end up with 2 middle values, 86 and 89. You now have to determine what is halfway between 86 and 89. Well, I've got 87, 88. Hopefully from this diagram you can see that the middle value of 86 and 89 is 87 and a half, which is my final answer for the medium. I've got another 2 marks for this question.